Morning everyone. Where are we at? Nearly 7:45. Setting off on a wet day. It's a wet Friday. We have got the new A-Class coming back in today, so the one that we had the issues with the kicker keys. I've managed to process both amps on the test bed and we've got them playing bass. So we've got the Mercedes coming back in. We're going to run an ignition feed and not rely on the DC offset on the speaker feed, because some cars just don't like it, and I'm wondering whether that was part of the issue. I know T6s are the same. They cause havoc with HS10s. If you put DC offset on it, they don't like it. So we'll be doing kicker key 500.1, running a remote, putting the Slimline 10s in the boot, setting up the bass and getting it all sounding wonderful and lovely and bassy. That'll be this morning, and then in the afternoon I'm back on with the wiring, get the lights done. Oh, I shouldn't have done that, should I? It was nicely neatly coiled up. Yeah, get the lights wired in, get the switches done, the relays done, all that good stuff ready to go. We are at around about 1870 what? 3, I think, on the subscribers, something like that. So that's fantastic. Well done everyone, pushing on to the 1900s and then on to 2000. It's a very wet morning. It's temperatures warmed up a little bit, but we're due to have quite a frosty weekend. I think for Friday and sort of into Saturday morning it's warm, but then it goes cold again over the weekend. So gonna be hopefully snow coming soon. Stay down there, Cable. Do you know what? I don't even care. Fucking thing. That's it. Let's put it up there out of the way. That'll do. There we go. Too many bloody lights in Swindon. Oh. We need some brekkie. Not to have this morning. Don't know. What is it? Friday, isn't it? Maybe a bacon. Maybe a sausage. Maybe tomato sauce. Comment section has been live again. Well done everyone. Lots of stuff in there. Lots of questions. I see we have a French guy asking questions about the Pioneer stuff. Bonjour Laurent. Ça va? Nice to see foreign people coming on the channel too, not just English obviously. We'll try and cater for everyone. I don't speak a lot of many languages, only English, and that I probably do badly. But you know, you get to bear with me. I'm a general hoot. But I'm going to get off to work and shut up, get some breakfast, and I'll see you when we've got our first one in. Take care. Happy Friday, my dudes.
Check the mic and make sure it sound right, boys.
Morning everyone. Where are we at? It is Friday. Losing my mind. So I started this morning, getting everything sorted for the old light bar and stuff. Got the dash out of this, and we fitted a little switch for the rear lights. That's going to go there, and then the front one, which is going to be an LED for the light bar. I've cut the dash, mounted a switch, and it's funny actually because this thing turns up your illumination, but the light bar comes on when you actually turn it on, which is quite nice. But a nice easy place to get to. We've not got any spare switches on this dash, so I've improvised and we've cut a hole, but it'll do for now. I'll get the relays and stuff wired into this, and the Mercedes is in, the old A-Class 2021, beautiful looking car. Starting the process. We're going to get the key in this one, do some testing, see if we can get it working without any glitches this time. I'm just testing for an ignition in the old fuse board down there, because obviously this head unit does not have an amp motor output. And sometimes the DC offset, although the key does it, the key 500.1 has got DC offset turn on, sometimes it causes problems with radios. We've had it with a T6.1, so I'm going to not use that. We're going to use an ignition feed. So it should be safe with a stop start, on and off with the car, and then obviously sound from the radio, and then we'll process it and see how we go. So I'm going to get cracking on this. I'll come back to you in a bit as soon as we've got some good news. See you soon. Right then, everyone. Sorted. So we've got it fixed. My guess is it just didn't like the DC offset. So if you're ever doing an A200, something to bear in mind, run an ignition. It's way happier with it. So we've got our lovely pretty dash on this one with the glowing vents and all the other bits and bobs. It sounds the mutts. And in the back, let me just grab a torch because we've hidden this bad boy. The joys of the Kicker Key series. The stuff is tiny. So there's our sub, there's our box. Obviously Lee's running out the side. This is the Compar T10s, pair of, and one radiated sub, one subwoofer. And then in here, underneath that little vent there, that's the Kicker Key 500. It literally fits in that little pocket. Super, super small out the way. But it is just there. Look. So that's it. This one's done. I'm going to give him a call, get him to come and pick it up. Finally finished. After a little bit of toing and froing. I'll see you in a bit. Right then, everyone, let's catch you up to speed. So we're making progress with the truck. How we've got it so far, we've got a power feed coming off, going into a breaker, and then some conduit goes into the car. I'm just running in the power feed here. That's going to be our 12 volt input, and then this is going to run into one of these new fuse boxes. Very clever bit of kit. We've got positive pole, negative pole, continuous earth bar on one side, and then we've got location for 6 fuses on this side. And it even comes with loads of little stickers that you can label your fuse box so you know which is which, and has a blown meter as well, so you've got a little LED that when there's power this will light up. When it's blown, obviously it will go out, so you know whether you've got circuit connected or not, which is really funky. And this is then going to run up here to our switches and our ins and outs of the relays for our lights. So I'm just getting that one sorted, and I'll come back to you in a bit. We've got it all working, fitted and tested. See you in a minute. Then everyone, let's do a crash course in electronics, shall we? So we'll do our powers first. Now remember what I said about relays. We're always going to work with the power pin, the one that goes to the battery, at the bottom, so it's pointing straight up. So that's our live, that's our earth. This is our input from our switch, our low level, and then that's going to be our power out to whatever. So it will be from the battery in, ground, that's this one here. Signal in will be from our switch, and then that will be our power out to our light bar. So we've got 2 of these to wire up. We've got a fuse board to wire up, whole host of connectors and cables. And sorry about that, peeps. Right, okay, so we've got 2 links of thick black, which are going to go with 2 links of thick red. So the way I always start is do the powers and earths on your relays. So we'll get our cable strippers out, get these off, because we've got our nice new posh buzz bar. It should make the whole process nice and simple. If you can, get yourself some ratcheting crips, because they make such a difference when you're crimping cable. Don't use pliers or wire cutters or strippers. There are the right connections to be adhered to, and if you're using them, which are like non-insulated crimps, you tend to put a hole right through your insulated crimp, which kind of defeats the purpose of it being insulated. Right, so positive at the bottom, obviously our in and out, and then this is going to be our earth. So the right hand side one there is going to carry our earth, and that's the same on both of them, like so. And we can also put a little ring terminal on, and that's going to go to the buzz bar on our new fuse block. You see it right there? Same again on this one. Now, where's my screwdriver gone? Here he is. So we've got our earth buzz bar. We'll take that one off. Just take that one through there. Obviously the buzz bar is kind of common, so you're not trying to match up powers with earths. Not on this section, it doesn't matter, it's just one continuous line, and that will go out to the 8 gauge at the other end. There we go. So how this is working is earth to the body, and then this connects one piece all the way through, and then we just connect off our earths, which are going onto our relays. And then we're going to do separate power feeds, which are going to go from here up to each relay, 1 and 2, and then the power will come in, come down the center section and distribute out to each fuses off to the side. So obviously to get the power from here to there, it's got to go through the fuse. So that's how you get your safe aspect of it. So now we'll keep the cables roughly the same length. That one, same for that one. Obviously we've got to run wires to the switches yet as well, but that's a bit easier. So this will be our power feed in. Doesn't matter which way around we do it, whether we do the spade first or the ring terminal first, the end result is the same. Now, the eager-eyed amongst you will notice that my crimpers have 3 spaces. This should be red, this should be blue in the middle, and yellow the biggest one. And I use the blue terminal in the red hole. And the reason is because I'm getting them super tight. Nothing worse than a baggy terminal. Right. Then we do our power in on each relay. And then we move on to our ring terminal on each relay. At the minute, the distribution board is not live. The breaker is open in the engine bay, so I don't have to worry about sparks and stuff while I'm wiggling around the fuse board. And also there's no fuses in it anyway. Go. Right. Screwdriver again. So this is obviously the first one of our powers, which is like our big feed in, big feed out. And obviously from the switch we've got a little feed up to it, little feed down to the relay. The proper way of doing it. space them equally, just so it looks nice and neat. And there's the start of our 2 relays. Power's in, earth's out, and then we're basically going to do switch in, switch out, and then the switch will wire to this, and then we'll have the output to our LEDs or our light units here. So these are obviously going to the roof lights, we know that. So we can snip down this cable because the end of it has got frayed where I've been poking it through all the little holes. Let's just cut that end off. There we go. Right, so we got 2 nice neat ends. That's it, like that. And we could probably afford to go down just a bit further, and the reason is one of these wires is going to be common, which is going to be the earth. So these are going to go to our buzz board this side, and then these 2 are going to go to our relays for the output. So in actual fact we'll probably give it one more, so we've got a nice length and everything is not bunched up. I am going to situate this fuse board on top of this like covered panel because it's easy to get to, and 3, it's hidden, and it will just look nice and neat. We don't need a rally style dash with everything on show, but if I can get to it fairly quickly, that's good enough for me. Not bad for a chef, eh? Make you a wicked lasagna. Wire up a set of spotlights. So again, onto our common. Put the first one down. Second one. There we go. And then these will be our relayed outputs. So if you remember what I said earlier, these are now going to go to the top of the relay box, and that's going to be our output to the lights. When you do a crimp, there is no harm in testing it. Try and break it. I don't mean try and wrench the thing off completely, but give it some force. Make sure that your terminal is crimped properly. There's nothing worse than fitting it all back in the dash and watching it all fall off. Get hold of it, give it a tug, make sure it's going to stay. Now, we haven't identified which is which yet of these, so it doesn't really matter because one is having a power feed, the other is having a power feed. So again, in with our relay, so this will be our input, that will be our output. So both of these 2 are going to go on the top of our relay, at the top there. And then all we're left to do now is power up to our switch, from the switch back down to this one. Put the fuses in it, click the relay over, or click the breaker over, and that's it, they're done. So I'll get cracking on putting the switches in and powering them up, and I'll come back to you in a bit. Right then everyone, so there's our first bit of loom done. So this is going to be for the rear lights, and it's just a 2-pole switch. So we've got 2 female spades running into some soft tape loom, and then it's a simple in and out procedure on this one. So this one is going to be a power from the board, which will have its own fuse just in case. Fuse everything. And now I'm using red terminals because they're a lot smaller, and I'm using the red end of my driver. And then this one is going to be a relay on. So because we're only using a single cable, I double it back just to make it fatter, and then make sure it goes in the hole properly. And then I've got good grip, so I can kind of crimp with both, but obviously blue to blue. So this is going to be one of our turn-ons. That's going to go in there, which is our small in, big out. And then this one is going to go to our fuse output on the distribution board there. So we've got one power in, one power out, both of it's fused on the relay and on the switch. Now the light bar switch, which I'm just about to tackle, is a little bit different. It's got a few more. So it's got live in and out. So it's got a proper in and an out. So we use a buzz bar, we use a fuse. That's the power up to the switch. But then it also has an output, which will come back down to our last relay. But it has illumination as well. So because it's only an illumination feed, I'm just going to tap off of another switch and use the illumination from the dash to power the switch. But when it's switched on, it does light up, but I'll come back to that in a minute. So we'll do that one next. So that's that ready now to run up to the dash, and that's for the little rear lights. So that one's now ready. Come back to you in a bit. So there we go, there's a fuse box, all labelled up for our ancillaries, light bar, LED. And we've got our ins and outs, buzz bar, whatnot. So if we lose a fuse, as in if anything fails, I get, oh, excuse me, yep. I get a little red LED in the middle there to say that the fuse is blown, the circuit's not complete. Obviously once you replace a fuse, that then goes out. Very cool. Right, let's get this tidied up, hidden away behind the dash, and I'll come back to you in a bit. How do everyone? So it's a bit of a win, so let's just check out the illumination. Oh yeah. So the lights are done. I'm just going to take it outside and show you what they're like, because they are a bit evil. I can't wait now to get some off-roady tyres, and me, John and Dom, I gather, we're going to go playing places, because it's pretty ace, pretty ace. We've got the cube back. I've dropped the yellow one off for wifey as well. I've got to give it a clean. Let's go up here a minute. There we go. So if I put that there, look, that's my LEDs, all right? These lights are good. You got quite a good field of view with these. But if I turn them off, all right, and then we'll go light bar. Ready? And then if we go backlights, let's have a look. It's they're quite bright. Let's just go around the front of this one, so you can see quite far with them. God, heaven forbid anyone that leaves their lights on when they're driving at me. But that is pretty awesome, and the switches work really well. And it's nice that it's just at the right angle, that if some idiot's driving behind me, we can blind them. Awesome. Right then everyone, we're done for today. Everything's just been picked up. We've got loads of work booked in. It's getting proper busy. Tomorrow, Saturday, Someone racing around in their car. We've got Matthew coming in his T5. He's got bad sound. And we've got Dave for a front and rear camera in a van. And the rear one I think is external if I remember correctly. So that's coming or being done tomorrow. Monday we've got T5 again. Yeah, it's a busy old week. And we've got a GI Yaris coming in Tuesday as well. Fitted his own stereo and it's all gone wrong. So we're going to sort that out for him too. So we've got some cool stuff coming up in the next week and a bit. I'm just about to pack up and get ready. Take the new Daylight machine home, which should be a bit of a giggle, considering how bright it is. We've got the Cube back. My little baby blue. It's minging. It's really dirty. Kids have been in it. The thing is filthy. Bird poop, that can come off. But yeah, it's good to have him back. She's got hers. The tax finally cleared on the car, so I took it home for her so she can start using that. And yeah, we're gonna do something with our one, like, you know, ours, the royal we. It's all about us. So yeah, Friday's done. Been a busy day. Hope you enjoyed the video with the relay, fuses, wiring, fuse board or fuse box, whichever way you want to call it. A bit in depth. I know we get comments all the time. People say they love those kind of videos. So enjoy. And I'm about to go and pick up the kids and wifey. We're going to go and get some takeaway because it's Friday. So if you're all out and about tonight, be safe, be good. If you can't be good, don't get caught. But other than that, it's me on my lonesome tomorrow. Neil's not in. He's having a day off. So you get me all day tomorrow. So I'll see you bright and early in the morning. Have a good evening, fellas. Take care. Bye.
You told me you had subscribed to ASC Audio and now you've missed an episode. No!